I've been learning about finances and how people succeed since I was 16. I also run a few small businesses and invest in some projects and stock market. So in this video I wanted to go over 5 money habits that I've learned in my 20s. Number 5. Avoid depreciating assets. So depreciating assets are things like cars and designer clothing. These things are worth the money only when your life is financially stable. A lot of people in their 20s make the mistake of purchasing expensive cars and exclusive things they don't need. However, they believe these things are absolutely necessary. And I really think it's such a pointless waste. Buying a car, for example, if you buy a new car for 20,000 and then in a year, let's say, you decide to sell it. Now it's worth 18,000. The cost of a car depreciates rapidly after it is purchased. Obviously, a lot of people need a car to get around, get to work and home. But it is possible to find a car that meets your needs and budget without spending a lot of money. It really just isn't worth it. A lot of people in their 20s aren't financially stable yet. Perhaps they are still living with parents in their early 20s. They may not have any sort of investments yet. However, despite this, they are going out buying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 cars. You could use that money to buy a place to live or invest it in something that will grow your wealth over time. In addition, the average yearly cost to own and operate a new vehicle is about $10,000. The same principle is applied to designer clothing. It is insane that people spend hundreds on designer clothing, but limited edition clothing can be a good investment as you can sell it for more money later. But I often see people in their 20s purchasing regular designer clothing for a few $100s, and I just think that's absolutely insane. What a waste of money that is. Number 4. Choose carefully things that you spend your money on. When I spend money, I consider the return on investment. This could be financial, emotional, or even spiritual. I want to make sure that my money is going to something that will benefit me in the long run. I don't focus on short-term happiness. A new toy might bring me joy for a few days, but it won't make me happy in the long run. Instead, I invest in experiences that will enrich my life. Instead of buying, for example, a new expensive device that is kind of necessary, I prefer to go on a short trip. Traveling helps me recharge my mind and gives me long-term satisfaction. These experiences give me memories that will last a lifetime. I also don't like to spend money on some trendy things that are imposed on me by society. When we buy things that are trendy, we are often just buying into the idea that we need to have the latest and greatest things. But this can be a waste of money, and it can also lead to us feeling dissatisfied with our purchases. I know myself and what gives me long-term happiness. Many people do things just because everyone else does, but they don't realize that they are living a copy-paste life. If I don't enjoy doing something, I just don't do it. It's simple as that. I believe that the best way to spend money is to invest in things that will make you a better person. Number 3. Start saving money for the big stuff early. You should know exactly what you are saving your money for. Setting financial goals early can have the following benefits. Firstly, time is on your side. Secondly, you'll be less stressed. My very first big goal was saving money to buy my own house. At the start of that journey, saving up 20,000 seemed like a distant dream. I didn't have much money and my income wasn't that high. It just seemed almost impossible. But you should start and keep at it. In a few years or maybe a few months, who knows, you can reach your goal. Seeing this amount of money saved up in your bank account that you can use to buy your own place in your early 20s is such a satisfying feeling. That's why I think it's super important to set goals early. Many people don't realize it in their 20s. They just think, I'll do it later on, I'll do it when I'm 30, 40, 70. They are giving up because they just don't want to cut back on their spending for 2, 3, 4 years. They just prefer to live day to day. They end up having no money saved, even for urgent cases. Number 2. Save money, but don't forget to increase your income. It's easy to save money if you are ready to be very frugal, but it's not a very efficient way to save a lot of money. You can't just save money. You also need to find ways to increase your income. There is a limit to how much money you can save, no matter how much you earn. But there is no limit to how much money you can earn. The possibilities for increasing your income are endless. It's much easier to earn money than save money. Once you start earning more money, you realize that you don't have to be as frugal as you used to be. In my early 20s, I remember I've been thinking to myself, I'm saving, but I'm not just saving that much money. I don't know what's going on. And I just realized I need to increase my income. I need to work out how I can bring in more money so that I don't have to spend so much time saving it. Then a few years later, I realized that I should focus on becoming a better professional in my field and find some side hustles. Now I continue to increase my income, but I'm not as frugal as I was 5 years ago. Number 1. Avoid debt and credit cards. That is my favorite one. I personally have never actually taken out any loans or taken out any credit cards. I have a rule that I don't want to be liable to anything like that. I don't want to have any debts or any credit card debts. The only debt I owe is the mortgage on my house. But I don't even really see that as a debt because I'm investing money into an appreciating asset. You know, my house is already worth 10-20% more than when I bought it a few years ago in 2020. So to me, I don't technically see that as a debt. You have to pay for the house whether you rent it or mortgage it. But even then, that's the only debt that I would go into if it's for property. Anything else, it just isn't worth it. Especially credit card is not. Many people I see just buy stuff on a credit card and then they have to pay it off at a higher rate in a couple of months. If I can't buy something with the money that I have right now, then I just don't. I will wait. I will save up for it, whatever it is. But if you are using a credit card, let's say for points, and as long as you pay off every month without actually paying any interest, then that really is a good way to use a credit card. However, you are already committed to credit races. You continue to feed the machine that gives people whatever they want, even if they don't have any money. But then these people will have to pay it off. Sometimes they end up losing even what they had. So those are just some of the money habits that I've wanted to share with you today. Please leave a comment below on some of the money habits that you've learned at your age. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.